Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're about to preview the final race number 10, Class 2 over the mile. Before we do, go to the website hkjc.com for all the information on Hong Kong racing. You can also tune in to Edward Sadler, who caught up with Jack Wong on this week's edition of HK Direct. Let's have a look at the lineup now. 9 of these horses in our final race on the card, potentially heading towards the 4-year-old series, which commences with the Classic Mile on the 27th of January. Furore's come up with barrier 13 after finishing 7th on debut. Easy Go Easy Win, a all-the-way winner in a trial recently from barrier 1. Sichuan Da, Heavenly Thoughts has drawn gate number 11 for Grant Van Niekerk. Tigre de Terre made quite an impression on debut. Charity Go has looked very impressive in his 2 starts. Helene Leading Star goes in second up. Enrichment has come all the way from Chun Fa. We haven't seen him that much here in Hong Kong so far. Ka Ying Star's an interesting runner, a former UK galloper, and Classic Beauty has drawn well in barrier number 4. Now, as I mentioned, Enrichment so far, we've only seen him on 1 occasion. It was back in October. Following that race, he went straight back to Chun Fa, and he's been there pretty much ever since as he prepares for the 4-year-old series. Very interesting race, Tom. There's a lot riding on it. Let's see how the speed map potentially unfolds. Yeah, we're looking here at, well, Easy Go Easy Win, who had gone round at the trials recently with Sylvester de Souza on board, and they did something totally different with him and they decided to roll forward. But in the past, we have seen horses like Charity Go. At his debut with start, he was able to sit handy, so expect him to get a nice run there. Helene Leading Star in his first run here, he sat handy, so he's going to sit on the outside. Ka Ying Star, the interesting newcomer in the race, he's come from the UK and he has raced predominantly forward in his races. So expecting him to sit somewhere close as well. But Easy Go Easy Win, looking like he potentially will lead here off the back of a strong trial performance. All right, Paul, what's caught your eye in the morning? Well, let's have a look at Tigre de Terre, because he was a massive odds on debut and just about got the cash, just beaten on the bob, but he's come out of it okay and he's improved. And he goes nicely down the back straight here, was asked to do a little bit and responded very well. So it was a nice piece of track work from him. Charity Go just down the back straight as well. He's another one that's come on, and his 2 runs have both been full of merit since he's been here. Zach Purden will take over on this horse. He travels nicely as well. It's another back straight piece of work. And I thought I'd show Enrichment as well. Of course, John Size has got 2 runners in the race. Joe Moreira's riding the other one. But I thought Enrichment's going nicely up at Chung Fa, and he's been up there for a while as well. Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what Jenny has to say about him in the paddock. Well, Furore is the highest rated galloper in the field at this stage. First up, he was 7th, ridden by Derek Lung. Let's get Derek's assessment.
Furore, Derek, you rode him first up. He's a horse with good Australian form. What were your thoughts on that run?
Yes, well, we don't have a good draw these 2 times. And last time he first up in Hong Kong and he wasn't one too bad, you know. He caught free ride and the pace was very fast, so but we're still not able to get in. But the horse, he just stayed on the last 100. So we thought he went pretty well. And this time we have a bad draw again. But look at the field, the pace shouldn't be faster than last time. So he's straightforward horse, so this time he may can get in first 4.
How much more improvement was there to come fitness-wise from that first up run, do you think?
Well, I think this one, the fitness keep improving every time after the trial. And last time he learned a lot from the outside draw, and this time hopefully he will run well again.
And how about stepping up to 1,600 metres? Is this a better distance?
Well, I think so. He's a stayer horse, so I think a mile is better for him. Just have to deal with the draw.
You mentioned before the trials. You rode him in his barrier trials leading into his first up run. You rode him first up. Does he give you the feel of a nice type of horse?
Oh yes, you know, he quite straightforward. He have a good temperament. He's quiet. He jumps sharp, and he wasn't travel too strong in the race. So yes, he if he can deal with the draw, I think he will still win good race.
I think in the analysis overall, I thought he ran quite well behind Conti. It stood up that form. He was only beaten 4.5 in that run as well, and considering he drew 13, and unfortunately he's got 13 again, I thought it was quite a creditable run from him, and I think he can potentially go on with it here. Yeah, look, I haven't put him in because of the draw again. I think he's going to get a bit of a tough run, and he has to carry the top weight as well. But look, it was a run full of merit behind Conti as well, and of course we've seen what Conti did on the weekend. Yeah,
Sorry, it's just unfortunate he's drawn that wide stall again, which probably takes him out of play.
Yeah, I'd expect him to improve. He's got the highest rating for a reason. Now, let's go to race 241, and we've got a bit to sort through here, fellas. Tigre de Terre, Mongolian King, Charity Go, Time to Celebrate, Sichuan Dar, Classic Beauty, Easy Go, Easy Win, and Helene Leading Star, all in this race. We'll trim it down a little bit and firstly focus on Helene Leading Star, Tigre de Terre. We've also got Mongolian King there. Of course, the horse in the blue there next to him is Dark Dream, who following this came out and absolutely trotted up. We've got Time to Celebrate, Easy Go, Easy Win, and Charity Go. So as we roll it, we can assess that this was, to some extent, a little bit of a sit sprint.
Firstly, on Tigre de Terre, his run first up was massive. He went round at a massive price. He got into a bit of a bumping duel there with the eventual winner on that occasion, Insatiable. Looking at Mongolian King, he might have been a little bit unlucky last time out. He had been held up in the run a little bit. Charity Go, he made good ground from the rear. You can see him in the shadow roll there. He's since trialled really nicely as well. Others in this pool, Time to Celebrate, Sichuan Dar, Classic Beauty.
Yeah, all good runs. And look, I like Charity Go's run out of this because it was a sit sprint and he came from last and hit the line really strongly. Prior to that, he was in front, so I think he'll get a nice sit this time. He's a versatile horse. It was a good run from him. Yeah, Tigre de Terre as well.
I've read in the press that there are a number of people that feel that it is quite a strong batch of 4-year-olds this season. So when you see what Dark Dream has done after that as well, it certainly emphasises that that may well be the case. Let's move on now to Enrichment. Now, this is a horse, Paul, that you have had a fair bit of time for. We've only seen him on one occasion. It was back in October. He spent a lot of time at Chun Fa, but he did make quite an impression, the former Australian galloper, on debut.
Yeah, Group 2 placed over at Moonee Valley over 2040 in the Alistair Clark Stakes. And he hit the line really nicely here. It was a really good run from him. He was well back. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran a really nice race as well. He's done a lot of work up in Chung Fa, and he might get a bit of a price up here. He's the second sort of John Size runner, and the other one obviously being the other John Size. Time to Celebrate, who Joe Moreira's riding.
You can see world record was coming in that race. He's performed very well since. I think the other one that was coming through that race was Mr. So-and-so. He might have been in there as well.
Harmony Victory there in the blue and white, who came out after that and won.
Yeah, well, we're going to go now to a trial, and we mentioned obviously about Time to Celebrate there being the horse that that Joe Moreira has decided to take the ride on. We saw him in that previous performance race 241. Here he is in a recent trial, and we also have Classic Beauty, who will carry Saddlecloth 14, having another trial in preparation for the run on Sunday.
Yeah, well, this run from Time to Celebrate for a third, I thought it was a nice trial. He looked to be moving really well in this race. I think it was Joe Moreira in the saddle with him. He'll take the ride. He's drawn wide here, and he did run 7th in that Insatiable race, but nothing wrong with his trial, and he's got good form with Joe on board as well.
Yeah, look, that's the last run that he ran better on, because he had been a little bit disappointed this season. Blinkers went on for the first time as well. So I think that's been a bit of a key with this horse. The 12 put me off a little bit. I think this is a really strong race, this one.
Worth mentioning too, Time to Celebrate, of course, last year was headed towards the 4-year-old series himself, but he didn't go all the way. All right, let's get the tips. It's a very interesting race, Paul.
Yeah, looking forward to this one, probably the most on the whole card as well. I've got Charity Go. I think he's going to go nicely. Helene Leading Star will come on leaps and bounds from that run. Enrichment from the back, and Tigre de Terre was a great run on debut. 9, 10, 12 and 8 exotics.
Happy to go with Charity Go on top for number 9. I'm going to stand him out in the last race as well. Over 8, Tigre de Terre, 3, Easy Go, Easy Win. And I'll throw in 12 Enrichment as well. 9, 8, 3 and 12. Yeah,
I tipped the 9 as well, Charity Go, but I do think Furore will improve going in second up. Let's have a look at some stats now. Of course, the stats man is Mr. Lally, and at the moment we're surrounding John Size and going particularly well. He's launched himself to the top of the trainers' table. Yeah, and his trump card record, he uses these pretty well, 73%. And of course, Follow Me looks, we've all got him on top, and he looks very tough to beat. And he's the one that's been trumped for that particular race. All right, best bets time, and Paul, you're up first. Look, I think Born to Achieve, this is the race. He's been set for this race. He's really well rated now, and I like the fact Sylvester Sousa's gone on board, and he's the only leader in the race. So he'll be a good price as well. As will Smart Boy. He'll get back. He'll be the one running on late. I'm not worried about the draw or the all-weather for him. But in Born to Achieve's race, have fun together, and joyful contender
box the 3 up QQPs.
Best bet for me is Charity Go in the last race, 10, number 9, and my long shot on the program, race 6, number 8, Cash and Minister. Interesting to see what price he comes at the play. We'll go Bankering, Follow Me at a QPL with Smart Leader, Some Street Somewhere, and Cordyceps.
Best bet for me, I think Hurricane Hunter can go on with it now. So race 6, number 12 for Zach Purton. The long shot, the newcomer, Gift of Lifeline, race 7, number 6. And I'll put him in a QQP with 3 others. Spend a little bit of money, but I'll get some value out of that if we can snag all of that. 1, 5, 6, 11 for the QQP in race 7. So it's a terrific day's racing at Sha Tin. The first is at 1 o'clock Hong Kong time. And we look forward to your company. See you there, boys.
See you.
See you then.
Good night.
Good night.